Hello, good morning. Welcome to Sports Central on EzeSportsTV. I'm Kesta, and we're here to talk football once again. I have Harrison with me, and we are going to be talking the EPL. Harrison, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Kesta.
Yeah, we are back again to talk the Premier League. Of course, the star match of the weekend between Arsenal and Manchester United. Arsenal is hosting Manchester United today at the Emirates Stadium. Of course, the battle for the top four very much on between these two sides. Arsenal coming back from that very massive win against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge a few days ago. Of course, Manchester United on the back of an abysmal performance against Liverpool, losing 4-0 in that particular one. Harrison, these two teams are coming into the game with in different forms. Arsenal coming back after losing three straight games, came back against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge with a massive win for them that have made them bring them back or brought them back in the race to finish top four in the Premier League. Of course, Manchester United, a team that had opportunity also to grab some points and make sure they continue to push, losing that particular one against Liverpool, making it a 9-0 loss for them in aggregate over the two legs of the season. I mean, coming into this game at the Emirates Stadium against an Arsenal side that's also pushing to make sure they finish in the top four. How do you see this particular encounter today?
Well, it's going to be a tough one. Arsenal, when you look at the form of Arsenal and that of Manchester United, in their last 5 games, they've won 2 games, they've lost 3 games. Though Arsenal are just coming back from that victory over Chelsea right there at the Stamford Bridge, you can say that Arsenal are on a high spirit. But we've seen how the league is. Arsenal losing at the Emirates to Southampton, then going away to Chelsea to win that game. You cannot really say that it is going to play out like that always. You need to come to the field of play every day and prove yourself for you to actually get this result. Manchester United, on the other hand, we've seen them struggling this season since Ralf Rangnick came in. It's been downhill for them. I said this before the Liverpool game. I've not seen any improvement in this team. Instead, things keep getting worse in every game. But we've seen Arsenal on a good run before they played Manchester United in the first leg, and Arsenal lost that game. It was a very contested, very close one. It ended 3-2. Of course, Odegaard causing that penalty and Cristiano Ronaldo scoring the winner. And today, Cristiano Ronaldo is back to the squad. And of course, Harry Maguire is out of the squad. You can say, okay, let's see how Manchester United defense is going to perform on this particular one. Cristiano Ronaldo is back. We know how United performs when Ronaldo is playing for them. So it's going to be a tough one. It's a kind of game you cannot actually predict. Even if Arsenal is having a run of 5-game straight wins, I don't know. I cannot really tell you how this game is going to play out, because we've seen this fixture between Arsenal and Manchester United, the biggest rival as far as the Premier League history is concerned. So we'll be looking today to see what will happen. We saw Arsenal coming into that game against Chelsea, even from a bad form, 3-game losing streak, and then they came into that game, which was a derby match. Arsenal winning that one convincingly. You cannot really say what will happen in this game, but we'll look to see what will happen. It's a very, very, very tough game.
Yeah. A very tough game is going to be. But you talked about the players that are back for Manchester United and the ones that might be missing. Pogba had an injury in that game against Liverpool earlier in that game, and likely going to miss the rest of the season. But they have Varane back, and from what the coach said during the pre-match interview, Varane is back with the squad. Of course, McTominay is also back. He missed that game against Liverpool. He was injured. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, after missing the game against Liverpool, also because of some family issues, is also back in the squad. So, kind of, what do you think these guys will bring into this fixture? They know that they have to do well against an Arsenal side. They won't have to win this game, of course, to stand a chance, because we're also talking about a top four that involve clubs like Tottenham Hotspur. We're not just talking about a Manchester United Arsenal kind of fight. There's also a Tottenham Hotspur in the fight, in the mix, and potentially also West Ham United. But Manchester United know they have to win today to make sure that the fight is on as far as they're concerned. So what do you think they're going to be bringing into the game, considering the players that are back in the squad?
Well, 1 or 2 players can always change any team. We've seen how United play differently when Cristiano Ronaldo is in the team. In as much as they might end up having a bad game individually, but they will go on to score goals and win the game because of Ronaldo's brilliance. But football is a sport game, it's a team game, and it's not a game that an individual alone can do it all. For you to actually have a good game as an individual, you still need your teammates to be there for you. Of course, McTominay, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Varane coming into this side. Of course, that is a strong side. Harry Maguire will be stepping aside for the weekend due to the threat to his life. I mean, you can actually say that these three players can actually make a great change and make a great difference to the squad. But then, I can't really say. United has been so inconsistent, but definitely we will be looking to see if these three players coming back would, change anything. But if you go by how they've actually performed this season, United haven't won a game against any side on the top side, except Arsenal. And though that is why I said any game between United and Arsenal most of the time is always hard to predict. But coming into this game, I don't think Ronaldo's and the Varane will make much difference, but definitely you will see the difference. They will definitely make a difference to the squad.
Okay, still on Manchester United, they have appointed a new manager that will take over next season in Erik Ten Hag, the Ajax manager. Of course, a very young and vibrant coach. A lot of people have thought about how he performed in Ajax and how he has done in Ajax over his coaching career. So everybody is looking forward to have him in Manchester and see what he brings into the game. Of course, he had a lot of work to do. We know what Manchester United stand for as far as football, their profile as one of the biggest clubs in the world. And judging from where they are right now, we know that he has a lot to do, to bring Manchester United to where they're supposed to be. And what effect do you think is going to have on the players? Of course, a lot of them, every player in Manchester United knows that they have to, try and perform well to see if the coming coach will have, a kind of any reason to keep you with the squad, or you think he might not even be caring on what is happening from this moment? Do you think some players need to step up their game and try to show the coming coach that they still have something to offer the club? Does he have any impact in this game?
Well, I don't think so, because Erik Ten Hag still has a job with Ajax. I think he'll be focusing on his game this weekend, and he wouldn't be paying more attention to Manchester United. And of course, whatever performance you have this season would go a long way, to determine how your next season is going to be. But at the same time, he's a new coach coming into a new side. I think he will come in, give everybody a new chance, a clean slate, to see what they can do. He's come out to say that the contract that he signed with Manchester United, that he's been given the permission to make changes as regards to squad in terms of signings and of course and outgoing players. I think the first season, from what he has said, he's coming in not to immediately start winning. We want to believe that Erik Ten Hag is coming to build with Manchester United. But we've seen this, play out over time. Even when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, it was said that he's coming to build. But eventually we understood that United were actually expecting him to win. So I don't really know if that is going to play out with Ten Hag. But coming into this game, Manchester United players don't have that in mind. They are coming into this game just to play, as they've been playing over the season. It's left for Arsenal to step up their game or to let Manchester United win again today.
Okay, so back to Arsenal now. Arsenal came back after losing those 3 games we talked about, and then they won Chelsea convincingly at the Stamford Bridge. I mean, what a performance from Mikel Arteta's boys. Came into the game very aggressive on pressing the defenders, forcing them to make a whole lot of mistakes, and then getting the goals. Ketia with a double in that particular one. What do you think have worked for Arsenal? What do you think have given them that? Always give them that kind of morale to bounce back when a lot of people, write them off totally. I mean, a lot of people have questioned how they are going to, arrest the situation after losing those 3 games to relatively teams they should be beating. But they came back into that game against Chelsea, of course, gave a very good performance and a very good account of themselves. What do you think have worked for Arsenal in trying to, in bouncing back in this kind of situations?
Well, I would say the manager, Arteta, has been stubborn. I've had that conversation with Ralph over and over when it comes to Arteta's stubbornness. Arsenal at some point started losing games that they were supposed to win, like you said. And I was expecting Arteta to make changes to his lineup, bring Nketiah in, and of course play 3-man at the back. But we've seen that the 3 games he's lost, even the game against Southampton, Arsenal played very well, created chances, but unfortunately they couldn't score. And the only chance these guys had, they took the lead, and that was it for Arsenal. Coming into this game, on paper, Arsenal played a 3-4-3 formation, but without the ball, with the ball rather, you see that Arsenal are playing a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1. But when without the ball, Arsenal will, fall back to the 3-4-3 formation, bringing Nketiah in. It was glaring, it was obvious. You saw that the attack was moving. I mean, the Arsenal players could easily put the ball inside the box. With Lacazette, that wasn't happening, because most of the time you don't see him inside the box. Even when the team is attacking, he's mostly outside the box. But Nketiah was in there, disturbing the Chelsea defense. I mean, the 2 goals he scored came from mistakes from the Chelsea side, and he mounted those pressure on them. These are the things Lacazette wasn't bringing to the side. And of course, I love what Arteta said. He came out publicly and accepted that over time, that if there's any player he has been unfair to in the Arsenal squad, that is Nketiah, that he has seen reasons. The guy has actually given him reasons to play him and give him more playing time, but he kept being stubborn. But this time around, he thinks he doesn't have any excuse anymore. And of course, making that change to the lineup, Rob Holding coming in, of course, had a good game. And of course, bringing Ernoni. We've seen how Sambi has actually struggled throughout the season. He's taking time to adapt to the Premier League, and training him into important games like that was really, really obvious, and it was showing. But bringing in Ernoni, a player with experience, yes, he hasn't played so much this season, but we saw how well he performed. So I think what Arsenal did, what worked for Arsenal, was the tactics, the change in personnel, and of course the tactics. It played a major role. I actually never believed that Arsenal was going to play the way they played against Chelsea, let alone winning the game. But they actually, performed very well, and I'm really impressed. So if Mikel Arteta can go with that same tactics, maybe change 1 or 2 personnel here and there, or go with the same personnel for this particular game, I think Arsenal will stand a great chance.
So Arsenal definitely stand a great chance. They're playing at home in front of the fans at the Emirates Stadium against Manchester United with something to win at the end of the day, a place in the top 4. Yeah, this match is not going to decide it, but it goes a long way to determine how it's going to end at the end of the season. Arsenal needs to win to make sure they stay above Manchester United, and of course go above Tottenham, who is also going to be involved in a match today against Brentford. Another London derby in that one. It's not always going to be difficult against a Brentford side. We've seen how they perform this season against top side, but if Arsenal wins, it gives them a very big chance of making it top 4. Same with Manchester United. At the end of the day, how do you think this match is going to turn out?
Well, I think Arsenal are in a very good spirit at the moment coming into this game. They now understand how important it is to keep their heads high. Arsenal would come into this game giving everything. I mean, of course, this game is at the Emirates. They wouldn't want to lose, if for anything, at least for their fans, and of course, for their ambition to play Champions League football again next season. Arsenal currently are better than Manchester United as far as I'm concerned, and a win today will take Arsenal 6 points above Manchester United. I think that will be playing at the back of their mind, knowing that when they win today, they will also go 3 points with a game in hand. They will also go 3 points above Spurs, spending to the time Spurs will play Brentford right there. So I think Arsenal will have that at the back of their mind coming into this game. We've seen how they performed against Chelsea. I'm sure that if Mikel Arteta comes up with the same tactics and the same personnel, or maybe 1 or 2 changes here and there, Arsenal will take the day.
Scoreline
2-0 for Arsenal.
2-0 for Arsenal as far as Harrison is concerned. Of course, that game is going to be at 12:30 Nigerian time at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal versus Manchester United, our star match of the weekend. Of course, later on today, of course, Leicester City will be facing Aston Villa at home. Manchester City is up against Watford. Of course, Manchester City they're topping the league right now. They still have that fight coming from Liverpool, pushing them all the way to the last weeks of the season. They're going to be playing against Watford. Norwich City is up against Newcastle United, a very decent Newcastle United side we've seen coming into the new year. Of course, all those matches will be at 3 p.m. Nigerian time. Then the last match for the day, Brentford against Tottenham Hotspur, is going to be at 5 12:30 p.m. Nigerian time. A London derby, of course. Tottenham will also be under pressure to win that one. Make sure they keep pushing and they keep their faith of finishing in the top 4 this season. It's still Sports Central on EzeSportsTV. It's always good to do this, especially with Harrison. And tomorrow, of course, there are matches tomorrow in the Premier League. Brighton and Hove Albion will be up against Southampton. Burnley plays Wolverhampton Wanderers. Chelsea, in another London derby, will be up against West Ham United. Looking forward to turn around that performance against Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. Of course, another Merseyside derby coming up tomorrow. Liverpool up against Everton. That will sum up the matches for the weekend. What a weekend we have coming. What fixtures we have coming up this weekend, Harrison?
Well, it's been a good week, starting from the midweek down to this weekend. We've had a lot of mouth-watering games. This is the Premier League. This is what we live for. And of course, this weekend we'll be around to see all those exciting games.
Yeah, the Merseyside derby, Liverpool up against Everton. Everton need to stay in the Premier League. This is a massive game for them. They need to do well in this particular fixture for some reasons of being a derby game, and also to make sure they stay up in the league. And for Liverpool, it's a very important game for them. If Manchester City wins today, they will go 4 points ahead of Liverpool. Of course, they need to win that match tomorrow against Everton to make sure they continue to fight to win the Premier League. How do you see that game coming up briefly?
Well, it's going to be a tough game, then it's going to be an easy one, because Everton will come into the game hoping to see if they can punish Liverpool. But all Liverpool need is just to get to one goal, and I think they can take it from there. The Merseyside has been one-sided, and they've in the past years, and I think it will continue like that come this fixture.
Thank you, Harrison, for always be doing this with me. Of course, thanks to Raf behind the cameras also for making sure it goes well and that you get to see us clear on our channels. Continue to follow EzeSportsTV and make sure you watch this game between Arsenal and Manchester United, 12:30 p.m. Nigerian time. That one is coming up. It's all about fighting for a place in the top 4 at the end of the season. Thank you, and always continue to follow us.